Big win this past Saturday for the Bucknell Bison, knocking off Towson State 41-28 at home. Bob Behler, along with the head coach of the Bison, Lou Maranzana, and coach, it seemed like it was just a typical Bucknell-Towson game. A lot of points, a lot of yardage, but I think the thing that tipped it to Bucknell was the ability to run the ball and also to play the special teams.
A lot of things going on out there in the field. It's the kind of game, if you couldn't stay awake in the stands, you weren't alive. Big plays, ball being splattered up in the air, both teams making long passes, all those things happening.
And let's take a look right now at some of the highlights from the first half of Bucknell and Towson State. And Coach, they would come out in the no huddle. Did that surprise you a little bit?
No, they've done some of that, and we didn't know how much they would, but we felt like it would be a decent possibility. We might get a chance early in the game to maybe get a block. We're fortunate here. We don't catch the ball. It still goes in through the end zone.
Bucknell not able to move it on their first possession, and here Dan Crowley is showing you why. He's the all-time leading passer at Towson State. Nice thrower.
He's a good player, and you know, he'd throw the ball every place on the field that there is, long, short, in the middle, outside, everywhere.
Towson State would get it down to the goal line. They wouldn't be able to run the ball much on the day against the Bucknell defense, but right there, McCarty carries over for the 7-0 lead. Bucknell would have to punt it back to Towson, and here was the play I think that really got you jump-started.
One of the biggest plays in the game for us, obviously, here. Our first touchdown, Mike King gets through there and does a good job of blocking the ball, picking it up, scoring.
We'll see it again from ground level. No one really touched him.
He was unblocked, and being unblocked is one thing. Getting through there and getting your hands on the ball is another, and he did both.
And speaking of getting your hands on the ball, your special teams is going to get it again on the next kickoff.
Here we come right back. You see a big hit, Steve Noteboom and John Caldwell simultaneously hitting the returner, and we get the ball right back.
Wally Hurdley, a freshman, would come up with the fumble recovery, and Bucknell would start things at the Towson State 30, and Troy White would make a nice move after getting this pass from Rob Gloss.
Exactly. It was a quick check there by Rob to throw the ball out to Troy and recognize something in the coverage, and Troy doing a great job both catching it and running. And
you pound it inside over the left side, following Donkers and Gay. Rob Horst would score his first touchdown of the season, and right now, very quickly, you're up 14-7. The offense has things going, and defensively, you now have Crowley in an 0-for-5 slump after going 9-for-10. Did you guys make any adjustments?
We really didn't do anything different in terms of schemes throughout the game. I think we played a little better after the first series. Anytime you're playing against people that got real good skill and have an attitude, and I think that's really what this team does have that we just played in Towson. They really have a lot of confidence. They're real aggressive with their good athletic people. It took us a while to get geared up into playing at that level.
Bucknell would take the lead to 21-7 as we take a look at highlights in the second quarter. Bucknell at this point leading 14-7, and you're going to be able to get some deflections in the secondary and rush Crowley a little more in this series.
Yeah, we're starting to kind of come back together there. They're also trying to throw the ball up the field a little bit more there. Charlie makes a play on the ball that tries to go over the top. There, Eddie Berman gets a hand on Crowley's hand as he tries to release the ball.
Then Bucknell would take advantage again on special teams, almost blocking Gossard's punt again. And Mike Phillips is going to give you another nice return, and that has been, again, a formula this year to Bucknell's offense, getting the ball in pretty good field position.
Right. You take those 20-yard returns, really make a big difference in terms of the net of the punt.
Great blocking on the right side by Ed Fratarelli. Great running by Rich Lemon to get about 7. And then you're going to turn it over on a pass here, and then Towson State on this play would nearly turn it right back over to you.
Yeah, we trying to chase him down here, and he decides that he can pop it up in the air and give it back to someone else, and we got a lot of people running the ball there, and I guess we could have had a chance.
Towson State, though, was unable to move it. Bucknell would get the ball back on a punt and now have a 3rd and 6 crossing route work a couple times.
Yeah, they're doing some man-to-man things, and we were able to kind of come open on some things crossing the field.
Rob Gluss had a pretty good day that afternoon, 12 of 17 for 152 yards, hitting Troy Wright along the sideline again, and then the running game would take over. Rich Lemon would run for 10 more yards, and you had good balance, I thought, about 200 to about 150 yards running and passing.
Right. The passing game, Rob's execution of it, and that really everybody, including the protection, was much more at 100% level. You know, the guys up front continue to run it well. There we catch him in a man-to-man, and Robbie checks, and we get a big play to Steve Noteboom.
Noteboom's second long touchdown pass of the year, had a big one against Harvard. And here Towson State is going to go to Mark Orlando, who becomes Towson State's all-time leading receiver on that catch. Great catch.
Yeah, it becomes we got you and you got us, and they came right back, and where we had the 2-touchdown lead real fast, that kind of take the air out of our sails.
And this will be the longest run from scrimmage of the day, 23 yards for Brian McCarty, who is the second all-time leading rusher at Towson State. And they'll tie the game on this play. Crowley going to mark Orlando, and they can strike quickly.
They really can, and they did, and really got us back into what looked like for a while we're going to run away, and now we're going to play football.
21 all, the score. Bucknell would move it down for a field goal. Again, Rich Lemon on the option, running down the right side, and almost broke it right there.
I think you can just see the hard work that's going into everything that Rich is doing there. He's just, every time he gets the ball, being a real, we'll call blue-collar guy.
And speaking of hard work along the offensive line, right there at the line of scrimmage on a 4th and 1. You make that one and then have another 4th down. Try a field goal here, and it didn't look like the blocking was too good on this one.
We got a penetration. You see a man through up the middle there, and they get a hand on it, and we executed it better later in the game.
And when you give him a few seconds, Crowley, one of those guys that can heave the ball for a Hail Mary. He's got a strong arm, but get a sack at the end by Ed Berman, and the half comes to a close tie at 21.
Exactly, and you know, we've gotten on top. They've come back. It's a football game, and we're going to halftime of saying, okay, we've got to come back out and play kind of the same way we did early in the half, and play the whole game. And we really had confidence that if we just played hard and played well and did the things that we could do consistently throughout the second half, that ultimately the thing would to turn in our favor, and that's basically what happened.
Before the game, though, you had to expect that being tied at the half was a possibility. I mean, two good teams.
Absolutely. I mean, this is an outstanding team. They've had great success. They got great skill, and like I said, the thing that I'm most pleased about is that this is a team that definitely has an attitude. They come out and they play hard at the get-go, and we were able to match that. We came out and did what we needed to do, and I was pleased with that.
This week, Mark Braver visits with a guy that has been a big contributor for Bucknell in his first year as a starter.
This week I had a chance to sit down and talk with Steve Noteboom, wide receiver and special teamer for the Bison.
Basically, I was looking for a school that was out of the way enough so I can concentrate on my studies, but would give me the opportunity to play when I developed enough as far as my wide receiver skills. So when I came to Bucknell, I mean, the players, they were fun. I had a good time coming up here, and the team looked like it had a lot of potential to win. Obviously, we started off a little slow my freshman and sophomore years, but we're coming together now, so everything worked out the way I planned it so far. I think that coming in here, I didn't expect myself to block. I mean, like any recruit, you expect just to come here as is and just play, basically. I mean, I was just like any other freshman. I think through Coach Riley last year and now Coach Gubernat, I'm looking more to the blocking skills and trying to improve my patterns. Right now I'm working on trying to come out of breaks a little quicker. I mean, there's always some other challenge, and whereas freshman year I wasn't looking for more challenges, I thought I was at the peak of my game. Now I'm seeing where there might be possible faults in my pattern running or my blocking, and I'm trying to improve in those areas. Well, Coach Towson has a little term called getting after it, and I guess that pretty much sums it up. I think the whole team really got that attitude, especially since we have a very strong possibility of winning the Patriot League. I think we all upstepped our determination in the weight room. Basically, he has us lifting on everything. I mean, he'll have us squatting heavy, benching heavy, shoulders real heavy. I guess he's trying to beat us down, get us as sore as possible, as quick as possible. But it's all going to work out on the field, I think. I think coupled with the aggressive attitude we have this year, I think the strength training is really going to kick in.
In order to psych himself up for offensive play, Steve likes to first get down the field and make a hit on special teams.
I know every game I'm hoping to kick off first, because that's a jump start for me for the game. I'm going out to, like I said, take somebody's head off. And if that's not going to get me in the game, I don't know what's going to. Just like any coach will say, you're going to be nervous up to the first hit. And, the more hits you take, the more chance you get to be involved in the game. The better prepared you're going to be for that big play that, when the coach calls for, P13, X, go. I mean, you'll be ready for it because a couple plays before you were in the game, you're not coming cold off the sideline. In my opinion, we have the best receiving corps we possibly had ever. We had a little senior leadership with Troy White. He's the only senior. As far as juniors go, we got John Sikowski, Mike Phillips. We got Brian Putnick, and I think what has helped us being all juniors, we've all grown together. We see our faults, we see where we've developed, and we grow off each other. When I see John or Mike make a nice cut on a corner ball, I'm trying to, look at that and see where I can improve my corner ball. I hope the same goes for them. I think we're a little more aggressive this year than we have been in the past. We're a good blocking receiver core as a unit, and I think that's going to help us as the season progresses because of the strength of our running game. That we can only complement that right now, and I think once we hit the league, our aggressiveness plus the fact that we're steadily improving with our patterns, and we're going to have a balanced attack, and we're going to see that the offensive side of the field is going to be a real powerhouse going into the league, and hopefully that'll spill over to our already impressive defense.
For Bucknell Football 94, I'm Mark Braver.
Thanks a lot, Mark. And Steve, one of those guys that has moved into the starting rotation this year, playing quite well at wide receiver and also giving you some good effort on special teams.
I think the tape, you can see that, Steve's got ability. The thing that's most impressive about him is that from the first day he got here as a freshman, he's been one of the most consistent hard workers, guys trying to improve in all areas. And I think that's why he right now has been a very steady force on our football team as he continues to get better even at this point.
Let's take a look now at highlights of the second half. The third quarter would be owned by Bucknell once again. As we go to the videotape, Bucknell would score on their first 3 possessions of the game. Good kick return here by Troy White, who's now #1 in the Patriot League in kick returns.
We're lucky there. The ball bounces right up to us, and Troy does an outstanding job not only coming up with it, but also attacking the coverage and making people miss and getting upfield.
Looks like you guys really attacked them in the third quarter here.
Well, we're still doing just the same things we were trying to do before. And, the attack all starts with those big guys up front there and running hard with the ball. And Rich is getting most of the chances here. That's really what it's all about.
And then Rob Gluss is going to go to John Sikowski. Sikowski would make his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. Down the crossing route, and he has too much speed for Witherspoon to get in the court.
Exactly. John does a good job. He's right where he needs to be and also is quick enough to be able to run away there, get in the end zone.
Coach, we saw this play in the first quarter.
Yeah, it happens in almost exactly on the opposite end of the field, but same spot, 30-yard line, big hit here. In this case, it was freshman Wally Hurdley gets a stick, and we get the ball back.
Rob Gluss, little play fake, rolling to the left side and finding the big tight end, Mark Gentili, for 18 yards. And then Rich Lemon, we're going to see him carry over. And all of a sudden, a 21-all game is kind of broken wide open.
So, it's a kind of mixing of phases. We get the kick team things, but then the offense comes right back as they did after the first kickoff fumble and do what they need to do and get it in the end zone. Rich, great run there, bouncing around the outside. Great individual effort.
Leading by 14 points, I thought the next defensive series was maybe the series that locked up the game. You hold them on 4th down in their own territory and then cash in for points.
Exactly. They come back and, not able to get a first down in 3 downs, come back and, go for 4. We were able to stop them. It's a big play.
We'll watch the whole sequence right here as we pick up action in the third quarter. Bucknell leading by 14 points. And again, you've been able to get some pressure on Crowley, and also the running game was just not there for Towson State.
But, I think they maybe didn't run it quite as much as they might have otherwise because we got on top a couple of times, and that might have been part of it.
And then right here, they have a 3rd down and 10 to go for a first down, and they make the mistake of throwing the ball short of the marker.
They come up just a little bit short here. Corner makes a good break with Willie Jackson out there.
We're going to see this play from both angles. Why do you think they went for it so early in the third quarter? Do you think it was a pretty big gamble?
I think it was a big gamble. It's you make your decisions in terms of what you feel you need to do. But obviously, in that case, we get the ball back, and it's a big psychological factor for us.
Who's the dancing coach for the team? It seems like you guys have some imaginative guys on the field out there.
I think this is a player-coached area. Andy Welty probably influential.
Rich Miller with a big field goal, 37 yards. It would be his first of 2 on the day. Rich Miller has really come along, and now you do a good job all day on 4th down and 6. This time, I think Towson was like 1 for 5 on 4th downs.
There were 3 4th down attempts that they make, and we're fortunate to be able to stop them in all 3 of those.
Jim Jaroszak had 8 tackles, all unassisted, and this guy may be one of the best fundamental tacklers we have on the team.
Yeah, Jim got a chance to play a little bit more here because we went to more nickel as we got ahead here in the second half and really came through and made some plays.
And on a 4th and 14, another good defensive play by Crudup to deflect the ball away. We're going to see Rich Miller's 2nd field goal on the day, and we'll see that in a little while. Here we'll see Rich Lemon with some tough running And then we're going to see Rob Gluss go down with an ankle injury. And how is Rob doing?
Rob's bounced back all right. He's not 100%, but he's coming back a little bit each day, and I think he's going to be okay.
Scare you as much as it scared me?
Everything scares me, but I'm sure he's going to be all right, and obviously we got Travis, too, that we depend on and count on heavily.
Now we'll move to see the field goal here by Rich Miller. This is a guy that from year 1 to year 2 has just made a marked improvement.
Yeah, Rich has really worked hard, and he's tried to be very, very consistent, and he's done exactly that, and I think he's going to be an outstanding kicker.
Towson would add an oh-by-the-way touchdown here. Crowley would throw for 366 yards on the afternoon, 33 of 55, but it would not be enough. Bucknell would win by the score of 41-28. Take it out to 3-2. Towson State now 3-2. That'd be a pretty satisfying victory because that's a good team.
It was an important victory for us. After a disappointing finish at the end of the game the week before, we had a great chance to win on the road, to come back here against a good team and play hard together and put all the different aspects of team play together and enjoy that. It was a great thing for us. We liked it, and hopefully it will propel us to have more improvement.
As we go to break, let's listen to what some of the Bison thought about Saturday's big win over Towson State.
We're joined, first of all, by Mike King, who got Bucknell's scoring going in the first quarter on a block punt. Mike, why don't you tell us about the play?
Well, they had a man blocking scheme, and like Coach was saying, when they didn't call my number, I knew I was gonna be able to get the block. So it was just like practice after that.
Well, I thought we played well. At first, yeah, in the first half, it took a while for us to get adjusted. They run a lot of underneath patterns past their linebackers, and they're doing a lot of play action, sending us one way, coming back the other. But we adjusted and we played well. It took us a little while to regroup. I mean, the first half, the first couple drives, they pretty much we had no idea what they were doing, and we got it back. We regrouped and we played well in the second half.
You've always seen been in the middle of a lot of the fourth down plays. Why is this team so good defensively on fourth down?
I really couldn't tell you. We were expecting we were in our a quarterback sneak defense. We got a lot of linemen in the middle, and they were overloaded to the close side of the field. And I'd seen him run the ball that way before, so I just sliced between the number 2 and number 3 receiver and ended up in the backfield, got a hold of one of his legs and got him down.
What was the extent of the injury?
I just turned my ankle when I was cutting out. We ran option. We run a lot of diver at the end of the game. Figured we'd try to run option. I didn't want to pitch it. I wanted to stay in bounds. Tried to cut it up, and I just turned my ankle.
This is the Bison Weekend Review. I'm John Terry. Congratulations to Coach Rose Ewan and her women's tennis team, who won their second Patriot League championship in 3 years over the weekend. The Bison beat Army 5-3 on Saturday and Colgate 5-2 on Sunday to improve to a perfect 13-0 this season. Senior Christina Luter won once in singles and twice in doubles, and she is now the winningest Bison tennis player ever. Bucknell's women's soccer team spent its fall break in sunny Florida. The Bison fell to Florida Atlantic 2-1 on Saturday, then exploded for a 5-goal first half and an easy win over Stetson on Sunday. The volleyball team went 2-1 this weekend and claimed first place in the Winthrop tournament in North Carolina this weekend. Freshman setter Amy Turnchek was an all-tournament selection. Bucknell's men's soccer team lost to Patriot League rival Lafayette 2-0 on Saturday. With a 1-4 league record, the team's playoff hopes are in jeopardy. For Bucknell Football 94, I'm John Terry.
When you rush for over 200 yards a game, it's mainly because you got some good running backs and some big guys that are doing a great job up front. 2 of the 5 are Ed Fraterelli and Jason Donkers, and Ed is a 3-year starter, has been at center 1 year and now 2 years at tackle, and Jason Donkers this season has seen time both at guard and at tackle. And Ed, we'll start the questioning with you. How's it been in your 3rd year? You feel much more confident out there this season?
Definitely, especially being able to play the same position, 2 years straight. You get to know all the little tricks and stuff, when to do what, when to hold, and when you get away with it and stuff. So it's definitely a confidence booster.
What's the thing that you think you know more now than when you first started as a sophomore?
That's hard to say. It's definitely, I think, knowing more where the play is going, what your running back is doing, and where everyone else is going to be. And that helps knowing who you have to block in, where you have to block them. So.
Jason, this season we've seen you both at guard and tackle. Is it difficult to switch back and forth between the two positions?
Yeah and no. I mean, the mentality, for me, basically you have to know every position on the line when you're blocking the running game and passing, because you have to know what each guy does. For me, when I go back and forth, sometimes I'll be wanting to block guard position when I tackle, and vice versa, block tackle at guard. But it's really, but other than that, it's really not that hard.
Wait, is there an easiness or more difficulties with each of the positions?
Inside, you got to be stronger. You got to play more power game inside. Outside, you got to be quick and strong because you got the outside pass rush you got to deal with in passing situations, and you want to get out there quick, but you don't want to get out there too quick because they'll beat you back to the inside, and that's what I'm worried about most of the time, getting beat inside when I tackle.
Got some highlights to take a look at from both of these guys. Ed, we'll start with a couple plays from you on Saturday against Towson State. I believe one you're leading Rich Lemon on a sweep here. Why don't you give us an idea of what you're doing on both these plays?
The first play is a 17 slant, so we want to get on the outside edge of the defensive guy and drive him back at a 45-degree angle so Rich can get the corner. On the next play is to Steve McHugh, so it's basically going to be straight up the middle, so we have to just drive our guy straight back.
A lot of fun when you know that the play is coming over your side. Do you get a little extra adrenaline?
You get pumped up when you know it's going over your side and you make all the difference on the play.
Let's take a look now at the plays that Jason had to work with. They went over his side against Towson State on Bob Horst's touchdown run. And Jason, again, what's going on down at the goal line?
That play is actually supposed to go to the right side as a 16 ISO. And me and Brian, there's a guy on my outside shoulder. We were supposed to double up the backer, and I guess Bob just saw the cutback over me and Brian, and that was that.
On the second play, we have a pass blocking. You were able to hold off your guys at the line of scrimmage. Are you blocking particular areas there, or are you blocking particular people?
That was it was a 600 pass series, so I was blocking the second guy on the line of scrimmage. So that was basically my guy. I was on the island all by myself with him, so I couldn't let him beat me to the inside or outside.
Ed, this summer, a lot of you guys in the offensive line were here working out together. You think that has helped this team this year?
Oh, definitely. It helped us come together as an offensive line, and one of the most important thing is, you know, confidence in your the guy next to you, knowing that he's going to do what he has to do to make the play. So it definitely helped.
Jason, a lot of teamwork. Are you starting now? Is this your first year as a starter, starting to feel more part of this group?
Yeah, I am. I'm starting to feel really comfortable at my position, either be guard or tackle. I feel we're really coming together this year.
We were talking before the show. You say, Jason, you enjoy pass blocking more, and Ed, you enjoy run blocking more. Why is that? Why is that, Jason?
I like for tackle, especially because it's more of a challenge for me, pass blocking, because that guy's quicker than me, so I got to get out there and be strong and quick. So that's just more of a challenge for me.
And Ed, you have a different reason for liking to run block.
Yeah, run block, you just get to go out there and just hit the guy and just do whatever you can to him, and it's a lot more aggressive, a lot more attacking at him.
To finish up the interview, Ed, maybe a few seconds, you can give us a little thumbnail background on you, and we'll ask Jason the same question. Where you're from and what you're majoring in?
I'm from Punta Gorda, Florida. Majoring in biology and history, and hope to go to graduate school for physical therapy.
Well, thanks for being with us, Ed. How about you, Jason?
I'm from California, Pennsylvania. I'm majoring in political science with hopes of going to law school one day. And I'm a junior. That's about it.
You got another year left. I want to thank you both for being with us today. Continue opening up those huge holes and giving the quarterbacks time to throw. Jason Donkers and Ed Fratarelli, our guest. We'll be back to talk about the Cornell Big Red up next on the Bucknell schedule as Bucknell Football 94 continues after this.
Since 1846, scholars have come together as Bucknell to ask questions and explore answers. Inspired by the fresh spirit of the newest students and the seasoned wisdom of the faculty, this meeting of minds fosters achievement. Bucknell professors enjoy national reputations, and Bucknell students are known for their intelligence. Their lively exchanges extend from classrooms and seminars to informal meetings in faculty offices and the campus snack bar. Bucknell is a comfortable place for the tradition of the classics and the demands of today's society. The arts, humanities, and sciences thrive alongside professional programs in engineering, education, management, and music. The environment for this growing diversity and the ongoing meeting of minds is a very beautiful campus in central Pennsylvania. Bucknell's stately buildings and beautiful trees and gardens provide an ideal collegiate setting. Bucknell, with 3,300 undergraduates and over 260 faculty members who sustain the spirit that is this university and who carry it with them throughout their lives.
At Bucknell University, we pride ourselves in doing intercollegiate athletics the right way. We're extraordinarily proud of our student athletes and their record of success in terms of Patriot League scholar athletes, academic All-Americans, and NCAA postgraduate scholarship winners. In addition, our graduation rate of student athletes has been #1 in the country over the past 3 years. The goal of the athletic program at Bucknell University is to provide a competitive Division I experience for over 750 athletes in 26 men's and women's varsity programs. In order for us to enjoy our current level of success, we need your help. You can support our student athletes by joining the Bison Club. I'm certain that the self-satisfaction that you gain from assisting student athletes to have a quality, competitive Division I experience will be well worth your while. On behalf of the student athletes of Bucknell University, thank you.
For more information, write to the Bison Club in care of Bucknell University or call